Do you find it difficult to come up with content ideas for your podcast? Or perhaps you've gotten stuck during an interview with a guest where you just have nothing to ask anymore? Try Poddex today. Poddex is the best all-in-one podcast idea generation tool. You get everything from episode ideas to interesting conversation starters for interviews, engaging discussions for your live streams, and even social media content ideas. With this tool, you don't have to spend weeks trying to come up with content for an episode or unique questions for your guests. Just shuffle the cards and pick one at random, hit the record button, and get started. Now you can make better content, have more fun while you're at it, and get your viral moment, all with Poddex. Head over to poddex.com and use code C4C. Welcome to day 4 of the Content Creators of Color. My name is Kat Corchado, and I am the host of the Sisters in Service podcast. I'm doing another solo cast today because the only other thing that I'm more passionate about than podcasting is fitness. I have been in the fitness industry. This year will be 38 years, 15 of those years as a Pilates instructor. So I wanted to give just some questions. I wanted to give you some questions to ask if you're not sure, because we all say that we can do it on our own. And when you come to that conclusion that you just can't, then I want to say congratulations, and you can move forward. So one of the best things you can do is be healthy. So you're probably wondering, why a personal trainer? First of all, if you knew how many times I've heard that I can do it on my own, I'd probably be a millionaire by now. You've already proven that it's not possible. It is, but it takes a lot of work. Number 2, a personal trainer is going to hold you accountable. You have to put this on your calendar. It's like an appointment to the dentist, the doctor, whatever. You have to show up. That's half the battle right there, is showing up. Your trainer is going to get you the other part of that way, because they have the knowledge to get you to the point where you can reach your goals, period. They know all the exercises you can do, all the exercises you can't do, and they will follow through accordingly. Now, here are some questions to ask your potential trainer. So let me backtrack a little bit. First of all, you're thinking, I need a trainer, but how do I find one? One of the best ways to find a personal trainer, please don't go online, and please don't go on social media. You will get bombarded for life. Ask your friends, ask your family, ask people that you hold in high esteem. Hey, do you use a trainer? Who do you use? If you start hearing the same name come up in conversation, that might be a place to start. So you make your appointment, you go in, and you're talking with this trainer. What kind of questions do you ask? First of all, number 1, how long have you been training? And the reason I say that is because if you are fairly healthy with no kind of issues, no broken bones, you're not coming back from physical therapy, then that might be a good place to start. However, if you're coming back off of surgery, again, physical therapy, you may want someone with a little more life under their belt, should I say, more experience. I guess that's a good word. Number 2, have they ever worked with anyone in your age group? So maybe you're a midlifer like me. You're not going to be benching 350. You just want to get in shape. So ask them, how many clients do you have over the age of whatever your age is? So doing your homework, the other thing that you can ask them is their certifications. This is important. So if you're at a club, it's a chain maybe, and ask them what kind of certifications. Now, they may not mean anything to you, but you want to hear national certifications. And if you don't know, there's a place online. You could just look up national certifications. If you are someone coming off of PT, I would recommend Pilates first. And we'll get back into that in just a second. So hiring your trainer, you're asking these questions. You can ask them, especially if you have an injury. So say you have a knee issue or a knee injury, and ask this potential trainer, have you worked with people with a torn ACL, MCL, whatever your knee issue might be? And if they say, well, yes, of course, ask them what kind of exercises that they would recommend for your knee. If they hem and haw or they don't know, walk away. The other thing I want to get into is sometimes we go to those people who physically look really good. They just look the part. Be careful, because just because they look the part doesn't mean they can stand up to that. They might be just someone who lives in the gym, decide that personal training was just easy and they could get clients, get some money, and there you go. So be careful there. So here's some questions to ask before hiring your personal trainer. How much do they charge? Now, this is a good question, but just because someone is $10 an hour doesn't mean that they're good. You're going to pay for what you get. So if someone says, oh, it's 10 bucks a session, they don't have any certifications or they don't have a national certification, they've only been doing it for 6 months, you may want to turn around and walk out the door. If someone says, I'm 50 bucks a session, they have plenty of skin in the game, meaning they've been in the fitness industry for a long time. What's a long time? I think 10 years. That's a long time to me. Okay, maybe 5, whatever. I think that's a long time to be in the fitness industry. They've got certifications up the wazoo. What do I mean? Now, not only do they have personal trainer, but they've got a Pilates certification. They have activated isolated stretching, also known as AIS. And they have other certifications. So this is a person who's always learning. Please stay away from the personal trainers who have one certification and plan on not getting any more. This industry changes on a dime. And if you're not keeping up to date, you're going to get left behind. Find out how they charge, when they charge. Here's another one. Find out what their late cancel policy is. So what do I mean by that? You're getting ready to go to your session and there's a wicked snowstorm. You can't drive. Well, 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to cancel, which means that you won't get charged. If, however, you wake up late or you don't feel like it or you don't want to, and you call your trainer and say that you can't make it, you will be charged. Now, here's what I've done in the past. If I have a client who is always there on time, they're always ready to do the work, they have a great attitude, and they call and late cancel once, I'm going to give them a buy. I'm just going to eat that. I'm like, okay, you know what? They're always here. If, however, I have a client who is always late canceling, always rescheduling, they're going to get charged because they haven't proven to me that they're really in this to win this. Find out what your trainer's specialization is. Do they specialize in athletes, kids, fitness? Are they someone who also has a nutrition background? Maybe you need that also. Are they a power lifter? Things like that. Those are things that you want to think of. If you're into just general fitness, that might be the person that you're looking for. Also, make sure that you tell them about any chronic issues, any limitations, like you have a low back issue. You've been having pain in your knee, your ankles. Tell them all of that. Ask them to describe their training style. You don't want somebody who's going to be yelling at you. I don't want to be yelled at 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm just going to tell you that. But find out what their style is. How do they train? Are they someone who's very encouraging? Or are they someone that says, get up there and get it done? And it depends on your personality. What do you prefer? Ask your trainer to describe a typical session. How long is the session? Is it 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour, hour and 10 minutes? What does that look like? So if they say, oh, you're going to come in, you're going to warm up on the treadmill or the bike, and then we're going to go over and pump some iron. You may want to rethink that. I've seen this happen That's why I'm saying all of this. I've seen this happen. And so when you come in, one of the things that they should do is say, you know what, the very first thing we're going to do, we're going to get your height, we're going to get your weight, and we're going to do some assessments. We're going to do a stretching assessment, we're going to do a standing assessment, a walking assessment, because all of that plays into your form when you are training. It all plays a part. Ask your trainer, how will they meet your specific goals? That's a good question. How are you going to do this? How often should I train? That brings up another good question. So if your trainer says, yeah, you should be training 3 to 5 times a week, walk away. So maybe your trainer might say, you know what, let's do 2 times a week to meet your goals. I would start off with 1 time a week. See if you like the trainer. And if you don't like them on the first session and you don't like them on the second session, ask for another trainer, because that's telling you something. If you don't like, you need to like who you're with. You know, this life is too short to spend time with people you don't like. Like your trainer. If you don't like them, then don't be around them. How are they going to measure your progress? Is it weight loss? What's your goals? Are they going to weigh you weekly, every 2 weeks, once a month? What do you feel comfortable with at first? Are they going to do body weight measurements? Find out how they're going to do that, because that all plays a part too. What equipment are you going to need if you plan on doing some of this at home? Now, when I talk about this, I always give people homework, but it's something I give them homework that I know that they can't hurt themselves. So I will never give someone homework where I'm worrying whether or not they're going to fall or lift the wrong weight or the heaviest weight they can to prove a point. So I really don't give homework until I know someone can do the work for real. Ask your personal trainer for references. Who have they trained? Now, if they come out and say, oh, I've trained celebrities and I've trained this, and that's not what you're looking for. What kinds of clients have they trained? And would they be willing to talk to you about that? Now, your trainer isn't going to give you their names and their information. However, you can give your name and information to your trainer, and they can contact this person and have them reach out to you. That's a big deal. If that happens and you connect with someone, they say, this person is wonderful, I wouldn't go to anybody else, that's a huge testament to how this personal trainer is. So when it comes to hiring a trainer, I already talked about the fact that you have to like them. And are you confident in the fact that they can fulfill your requirements? Hire someone who will be committed just as much to you as you are to them. If your trainer is always canceling on you, they're late showing up, they late cancel on you. When you are training with them, they're on the phone, they're looking at their messages. Walk away. Now let's talk about Pilates. I've been in the Pilates industry for 15 years. And if you are someone who may have had surgery to repair a break in a bone or any other surgery, you've gone to PT, your PT's over, and that leaves this blank, and you're not sure how to get back to it. Maybe you're a tennis player and you had a wrist injury or elbow injury, and you want to play tennis, but you don't know how to get back to that without hurting yourself. This is where Pilates comes in. What are my credentials? I am a Romana's Pilates certified level 5 instructor. I can tell you it took me an entire year to get my certification. I had to pay my own way to go to different studios in the area. When I say in the area, I was in Boston. So I went to New York, I went to Virginia, I went to Maryland, etc. I also had to take lessons as long as I was in the apprentice program. And once I was certified on every piece of possible equipment you can imagine. So if you go in and you can ask some of these same questions of a Pilates instructor, but what you may want to say is, can I watch a class? If they say no, walk away. If an instructor says, I'm certified on all equipment. I just did a reformer certification over the weekend. Walk away. It's not that hard to find the instructor that you want. You just have to know what you want. And that's where this black hole is. No one really understands what it is. Pilates is something that's going to lengthen and strengthen your body at the same time. So when you no longer can bench 350, guess what? You can always do Pilates no matter what age you are or what injury you have, because a good instructor will work around your injury. So we work the entire body. I have worked with ballet dancers. I've also worked with professional football players. I've worked with swimmers. I've worked with a lot of different people with all kinds of different injuries: back, knee, ankle, foot, shoulder, neck, you name it. I've worked with them. So always know that you can always walk out at any time whenever you don't feel comfortable. Even if you take a lesson, okay, so let's say we're talking about Pilates. They say, hey, why don't you come and take a lesson? Again, if you don't like the instructor, or you don't like the way they instruct, or you don't feel comfortable with the stuff they're instructing, the things they want to make you do, walk away. You always have that option. Do not feel obligated to stay. So I hope this helps a little bit. I know it was a lot. When it comes to your body, you can't second guess. It's your body, and you should be able to train with someone who makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel welcomed, makes you want to come back and do it again and again and again. Health and wellness is something you can't buy. You either have it or you don't. And I don't care how much money you have, but you cannot buy health. So I'm going to sign off now. I am Kat Corchado, and I am a content creator of color.